Hello, this is Nick995. This video I'm going to be talking about quick video games or video games that have quick campaigns or so. I talked about this, I believe, before months ago, but I want to expand on it. And every now and then I'll remake, like I'll bring back I'll bring up old topics, like for example hard games or easy games, quick games or long games, to expand on them, to expand really. And I like to analyze games. If you're watching this, you guys know, subscribe, share the video, please comment down below, comment, let me know. And please check out my Crash Bandicoot games too, my Crash Bandicoot walkthroughs. Crash 3 now. I just finished Crash 3, so I sort out the videos and I get those videos I uploaded. The last there's like no, like I have to upload 5 more parts, so please check those out, please. And yeah, so a fast games are quick games are games that you would finish quickly. No, sometimes though, a game being fast, I can be good, but other times I can have its drawbacks, where sometimes the experience of the game will be so good. It's like, how is this game so short? You want the game to be longer, or the game is missing some story to it, or there could be more bosses and all that. So it leaves a lot like on the table. But sometimes it's good in that you can just sit down. Like sometimes you just want to sit down and I finish a game in like one sitting. Like Metal Gear Rising, for example, it's only like 45 hours long. Not including, so that's not including all the side content. It has a lot of like other content. So there's the free DLCs where where you play as extra playable characters, and there's challenges. There's challenge mode where there's like a platforming or whatever. So, but the main campaign, it's very fast paced action, but it's very very fast. It'll only take you like 4 hours to complete the game. And at 45 hours, well, you're gonna be dying, and it's not the most controller friendly game. The controls aren't the best, but it's a very good action game, very good action, and the cinematics amazing, as well as the theme. But like I play the game, it's like, is that all? I want more, and the villain near the end, I won't say much about it, I don't want to give away spoiler, but the villain near the end was such a good villain, but the game didn't give him time to grow. It didn't give the characters time to grow in the game. That was just a problem. So I could be way better if it was longer. Give us a couple more bosses. If they were to make a Metal Gear Rising 2, right? A couple more bosses here, more weapons, more upgrades, more sections. I love the level design. It's a mixture of platform, hack and slash, third person, kind of like a third person action game. It's really fun, especially with all the abilities you get. By the time the game is so fast, it's like, man, I have all of these abilities, but it's like the only way for me to reuse them is if it's in a challenge mode, or if it's a replaying the game on a hard difficulty, or there's like a new game plus, right? But again, they could give me so much more sections for those abilities. Just cause games fast, and another thing too with fast games, okay, here like me talking about like the main story, or games that you just get through quickly, Just Cause 2 mainly, super quick, really, really, really quick. 3 is a little bit longer than 2, but for the most part, like super quick games. But again, sometimes a game being short, and not so much is not so much a problem, especially with open world games like these, because you'll do the main missions, and then they'll be there. But the side missions, that's the main draw, right? And the challenges, there's countless amount of challenges and bases to blow up in this one, where you gotta go up, and with a Just Cause, you're like a bullet sponge, right? So you can take a lot of damage, and you're blowing up bases or whatever. You're like satellites and canisters, and there's huge explosions that you can make and all that. So, and there's challenges, there's driving challenges, there's gliding. So, but now the story is so fast, you know. It goes by so fast and it loses that sense of purpose. Again, it's kind of like mindless action, but it's fun. It's fun in a way, but it's mindless action where the character you play as, there's no development behind. There's almost little to no development, even though there's funny moments here and there. But yeah, Resident Evil 2 is a very fast, great game, similar to Metal Gear Rising. And Metal Gear Rising is one of the best action games. So I gotta just rank action games one day. But Resident Evil 2 is super quick, right? Upon playing the Leon campaign, right, there's the dual, what do you call it again? There's the dual perspective where you either play as Leon or Claire, but there's it's basically at the same campaign and you're playing with different cutscenes, slightly different cutscenes in some areas. But it's very quick in once you get past, you start like in the police area, and if you guys know the game, you know what I'm talking about. You start in the police area, and then the police area is pretty, like there's lots of puzzles and backtracking, going back and forth, and then I go from the police area to the downstairs kind of generator area, I believe, and then after that you go upstairs. There's one garage, and then after the garage you go into you're kind of going into the research facility. But mainly after that though, like you're pretty much like all done. You're after the research facility, like you're pretty much done. There's not really much else to it, but but I swear, like great horror. It does horror perfectly, the dark hallways and everything. But if it could really expand in those areas more, you'd really see the game expanded upon, But yeah, the puzzles, they really add more to it. The puzzles really add a lot to it. They add more to the overall a playtime. But really, it's like really this game is about 5 to 6 hours completing it, And when you play as Claire versus Leon, Claire, she has different weapons, right? So Leon has the Magnum, Claire has is it the flamethrower? Or a certain type of a grenade launcher. Leon has what's the other one he has? Is it some sort of machine gun? I can't remember, but yeah, there's different weapons and cutscenes, whatever, like, yeah. I don't want to give away much spoilers, but yeah, like when you play, there's one where there's a boss, right? Where you gotta fight the boss, dies earlier, like when you're Claire, right? So, making the game kind of easier for her, I guess. So, yeah. Again, now some of these games, I don't know why I had them here. Devil May Cry and Mercenaries. Yeah, Mercenaries 2, same idea as Just Cause. Where it's a super fast camp. It's political warfare Venezuela. But by the time you get to 2 hours into the game, like there's only like another like 2 hours of the story left, right? Like it's like it's very quick, But again, like there's bounties, right? There's countless amount of bounties in the world, which really adds up to the playtime. But a fun game too. It's a shame it's a fun game, but it doesn't really expand on the abilities that you get sometimes. Like you can basically call down airstrikes in the game. Like you're part, like you feel like you're on top of the world. Like you call on like Moabs and nuclear bombs and all that. It's crazy, and carpet bombs and these huge. You don't see that like in games. You really see it in games unless it's some sort of PlayStation. What's it called again? No, what am I saying? Unless it's some sort of Call of Duty multiplayer kill streak or whatever. But yeah, it could have really expanded on certain things. The story had interesting characters, but it went by so fast. By the time you get to like the main villain, just like you take him down so quickly, and it's like you wanted to see more of it. You want to see more. So yeah, quick games, and I don't even know how to word it. Quick games versus fast games. I think games that you would finish fast, or I don't know, but yeah, they go by so fast, and sometimes there's like a twist in momentum where the game, you know, you get interested in the game, but like it'll kind of have this one idea, but the game goes so fast that to the point where it can't focus on that idea because it's trying to focus on all these. It's trying to move the story along so fast and the main campaign or whatever. So yeah, and then some games though, well, at least some of the bad games are not here because most of these games are good. They're good, right? But some mediocre or bad games, like you'll play through the campaign and it's like after that it's like you don't care to do anything else. Now the good thing with these games is that the side missions, right, or extra puzzles or challenge modes, they keep you invested in that game. They really helped it to bring you back to that game. Like I can't tell you how this game is so replayable, right? It being short, you get to replay it more and more time because you know, you're not having to replay it long. You know, like each playthrough like the game is short. Like you can just sit down and play this in. I finish a game in like what, a quarter of a day, like 4 hours. It's super super fast. Yeah, it's a very unique game, and Devil May Cry 5 kind of same idea where kind of felt like I kind of felt like a conclusion to the Devil May Cry 5, the Devil May Cry franchise, where they added in new ideas. But yeah, again, by the time it gets to that, to some of the better boss fights, the game is almost done. And, yeah, so, but again, there's the challenge mode in this one, right, which really brings you back to it. There's a Bloody Palace. It's one of my favorite arcade modes, right, in a game where you're going through stages, right. There's stage 1 to 99, and it can be, and through the stages, per every 20 stages that you do, the difficulty rises, right. There's 5 different difficulties, so that adds the replayability. But again, the interesting parts of the game, once it gets to, then I want the main villain or whatever, or kind of like anti-hero where he's not really a villain, but he kind of is. But near the end of the game, it's as soon as the game sets up that interesting concept or interesting boss fight, the game is almost done. And you wanted to see more of that. You wanted to see more, and it starts out very slow pace because you playing as Nero, right? Nero being him, he's kind of the second to obviously Dante, the main character, right? He's the main DMC. If you guys know Devil May Cry, he's the main character. But Nero plays, so we play Nero most of the game, but Nero plays slower Dante, so the game starts slow, and then by the time you play as Dante or whatever, by the time you play Dante versus the interesting boss fights, the game is almost done. So it leaves a lot like on the table. They could add more to the story. But yeah, quick games, and one day I might even do some sort of ranking on them. I'm gonna rank probably the best action games, and it's gonna be a hard thing to do because action could be anything from GTA 5 to Far Cry 3 to Metal Gear Rising to Resistance 3 to Need for Speed. Well, not Need for Speed, but Resident Evil 5 because that's action oriented, kind of horror. But Batman Arkham, Spider-Man. So yeah, that's basically it. So you guys know, subscribe, share the video all over. Check out my Crash 3 walkthroughs, please. Thank you.